Hello and good morning or good afternoon now because I'm a little late. um, you're on Tony's Witchy Arts and Crafts and I'm Tony. Hi, hello. I am going to start a new series or a few new videos. I like to do a lot of pen pal mail and I save Sundays for pen pal response day for myself, right? But I had a whole bunch at the beginning of the pandemic at 2020, right? And they have dwindled down a little bit. Well, a bunch actually. All my originals, out of all the originals I had from 2020, I now only have 3, maybe 4, and they don't even respond as much as they used to. So I am going to open up pen pal mail. I would like to receive some pen pal mail from my fellow YouTubers. That'd be cool. So, if you're interested in being crafty pen pals, then please email me. My email address is in my About section on my YouTube channel. It is northwestpixie@gmail.com. It's all lowercase. All one word. So this pen pal series I'm doing is going to be more about mass making pen pal mail. And what I mean by that is like get all your pen pal envelopes ready, get all your pen pal stationery ready. So when you sit down to respond back to pen pals, all the like necessary stuff is already made. You just gotta pull from it and put it together and then write your letter. And because I am a crafty art witch pen pal lover pretty much, I like to really dress up my pen pal envelopes and letters and stationery. I like to make it super special. I just love doing that. And I know people love receiving something super cool in the mail instead of receiving a darn bill. Because these days we hate seeing bills in the mail. And so it's just super special to receive something really cool from a friend in the mailbox. It really makes my day, and I know it makes other people's day. So, and I think because we're all crafty people, and we have tons of ideas on our plate and always want to do like 1,000 things at once, like me, I think this is going to be a good series for people to watch. Get some ideas on how to have a whole bunch of things made up, so when you do sit down, it's all there. Take less time and then you can get back to your other projects, right? So what I'm going to do is, today I'm going to start on envelopes. But, so I'm going to be mass making some pretty envelopes. And then another video will be mass making pretty stationery. And then so on and so on. So then after stationery, I'll do cards to go in my envelopes. And then there's postcards, ATC cards, washi tape samples, tags, question cards. That I'll get to that video. So if you're interested, hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I post videos. Paper samples. This is stuff that I like to put in my Happy Mail, right? Die cuts, ribbon samples, recipe cards. I love receiving recipe cards. Tea packages, handmade embellishments, and that's as far as I've written. I know I had more ideas. But, and my brand new day planner that I have received from one of my friends, what did I do with it? I just found the other one. Right here. Here's the other one I think I'll save for next year. It does say 2024 on it, but I watch a really cool lady here on YouTube that shows you how to use outdated planners. And it's really cool. So, this is going to be perfect for next year. I'll save that one for next year. So this one, for this year, I'm going to probably sit down later tonight and decorate the pages, but let's see. The pages look like this. So this is going to be perfect. So let's today's Tuesday the 5th. I'll write down that I made this video. And then if I receive any pen pal on Thursday or Friday, then I will write down that I received pen pal mail and who from. And then on Sunday when I respond back to them, I'll write that I responded back to so-and-so and I sent it out. Okay? So this planner is going to be dedicated to pen pal mail. And every time I receive pen pal mail and show it off, I will show you guys what I did. Okay? But I don't like the pages so blank, so I gotta decorate it, make it look cool, right? So I gotta do that later tonight. So, like I said, today we're gonna focus on envelopes. So I'm just mass making envelopes. So, but if you have plain envelopes, and I just got a bunch of these from a food bank, so I can decorate the envelopes. If you already have pre-made envelopes, just decorate them. And then I have a whole bunch of plain white ones. Here's the cream one. And then I have plain white ones that I got from Bex. So I'll use those too. But I also have a lot of scrapbook paper, fancy scrapbook paper, that I don't tend to use in my project or gravitate to. And I have this mindset use it or lose it, right? So I'm taking a sheet of 12 by 12, and some of the envelopes that I'm making are I cut the 12 by 12 down to a 9 by 9 square, right? And then I used one of these envelopes. I opened it up. One of these pre-made envelopes, I'll carefully tear it open it up, right? And I'll trace it onto this. So I have a template. What do I do with my template? I have one here. You only have to trace this onto one and then use that as your template for the rest of the time, right? So I do have a template, and then I'll cut these little notches out here, right? Gee, my fingers are dirty today. What the hell? Don't pay attention to my fingers. So yeah. And then I use this as my template for the rest of the sheets that I cut down to 9 by 9, right? If you don't like that, because it does make scraps. I have scraps right here from cutting them down. If you don't like making scraps, there is another way. So take a 12 by 12 sheet, and for instance, so this, excuse me, I haven't decorated yet. Okay, so this was a 12 by 12 sheet, and I scored it at 6 and cut it right down the middle, right? And then I'll turn it, maybe I'll show you guys. Then I'll turn it sideways and score it 1, 2, and then you end up with 2 envelopes, and then I just glue them, and then you got your envelope, right? So that probably didn't make sense. So let me let me bring it down to the desk. Okay, so let me get the scoreboard here. And I have, okay, so here's my 12 by 12 sheet, right? I need a new camera stand so I can put my camera up correctly. Okay, so here's our 12 by 12 sheet. And I'm scoring it at 6. So here's my 6 mark, and I scored it all the way down. Alright. And I'll cut on that line. So then it makes 1, 2, right? Turn it. And then score at 5 and 10 1/4. Okay, so I score at 5 and at 10 1/4. Okay. So I don't know if, can you see the score marks? Or let's turn it over. That's not any better. Can you see the score marks in the paper? So I'm only going to cut it down the center where I scored at 6. Okay. Okay, so now we got 2. That's 2 envelopes. All right. And then where I scored at 5, I'm going to fold inwards. Okay. And then where I scored at 10 1/4, I'm going to fold inwards this way. And then you got your envelope. So all you have to do is put a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here. Close it up, and then you'll have a little pocket like I do here. And I like to make mine unique and fancy. I also like to put a little bit more security on the sides where I've glued it. So I glue some washi tape here and here, and then I'll put some washi tape across the bottom. And then this is where I put my address, and then I'll put the person's address here, and then your stamp. Put your goodies inside and tape it off. And you got an envelope. So I'm doing a lot of mass making. So I'll have a ton of envelopes. And you don't have to use your fancy paper either. If you like to upcycle, then you use old calendars. I've had several pen pals send me goodies in an old calendar, and they turn out really cool. Or a magazine page. I've had someone send a magazine page as well. So this is all I'm doing today. Okay. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these. They're all scored and cut, so I just need to glue them together. And then the other style of envelope, they're all scored and cut. I just need to glue them together. Right. So I have a whole bunch of these scored and cut already. So I just need to fold those. Now, if you're brand new to pen pal making and don't know how to start or where to start, I would start with your envelopes. And here's a tip that I've kind of learned over the last few years since I've been doing this, is make sure that you print, like you legibly, so like if you don't have an address label to put on there and you have to write it in, then print clearly. Don't do some fancy writing. I know it looks pretty, it does look pretty, but if you have a pen pal like me that is dyslexic, I can't read your handwriting at all. So print your name clearly, because I do upcycle, so half the time I will cut your address out and reuse it on an envelope to send back to you. Okay? So make sure your address is correct and that it's the right address and that you print clearly. Tip. There's your tip for the day for envelopes. So, What else can I tell you? If you have any questions whatsoever, like, hey, I never pen pal before and this is the first time I've heard of it, that's okay. The first time I heard about it was 4 years ago. Out of my 43 years here on Earth so far. And I just heard about it 4 years ago. So, I completely understand. So, pen pal mail, and I do more than just pen pal mail. You pretty much just write somebody on a piece of paper and send it to them instead of an email or a text. But I do more than that. I dress it up, make it look pretty. I send goodies in my letters. And if you're really careful, you can send some really nice goodies and just use one stamp. Sometimes I make my goodies just a tad thicker, and so I usually have to use 2 stamps. Because my post office is really picky, and they will sometimes weigh my envelopes or try to slide them through this little slit that they have at the front desk. And if it doesn't fit, they make me add another stamp. I think they're just jealous I haven't sent them a letter, to be honest. What do you guys think? So yeah, mask making, getting ready, mask making. Gosh, I really don't know what to add to this title of the video, to be honest. Preparing, mask making, preparing / pen pal mail. So I'm just getting all my envelopes ready today, and then tomorrow I'll focus on stationery and so on and so on. So if you're interested in learning more, let me know. And I know the video is not exciting, but I will be doing this for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, if I don't get bored with it, because I have so many other things I want to work on. So I want to get some of this pen pal mask making stuff out of the way, and then I can get back to making either handmade embellishments. I have to make some handmade cards, I know that. I need some birthday cards done and some thank you cards done, and so I might do some stuff like that. And what else? I don't know. We'll see. Probably some, Creepy 13. I gotta do that. Can't forget about that challenge. And I already have my Scrappy Monday for the last Monday of the month done. Uploaded, scheduled to be on that day, and that's it. Alright, so I'll show you how I glue these together. So I just take a little bit of glue. Oh, here's another tip. I've noticed over the years when sending stuff back and forth from people, or people sending stuff back and forth with me, right? To make sure your glue is gonna stick. I know there's a lot of ladies out there that use glue sticks, and not all glue sticks will work with the humidity or temperature with different states. For instance, I've had a lady make a really nice postcard, and the images she had glued on there, she glued with glue stick, and once it went through several states and got to me finally, some of the images she had glued on there had rubbed off or came off during transport. Is that the word? Transport? And so, I'm going to add some washi tape to that. So yeah, you just gotta be careful. Because by the time it got to me, it just looked like a blank sheet of paper was glued on there. That's it. So I'm just putting a little bit of washi tape on the sides here. And I think it looks cool and unique. Okay. There we go. It's snowing again. I've been getting a lot of snow the last couple days. Snow's off and on, off and on, off and on. That's why I'm all like wrapped up in my poncho / hoodie type thing, whatever it is. It's pretty cool. Alright, so there's one side. And then I'll put some on the other side. My husband's gonna make some homemade pizza. He does everything from scratch. He loves to cook, which is awesome because I don't like cooking. I'm not bad at cooking, I just don't like it. It's not my forte. Before I met my husband and married him, I lived in a little tiny studio apartment, and you know how I survived with cooking? I did a lot of throw together type casseroles. Like you just throw everything in a casserole pan and stick it in the oven, let it cook itself. I did a lot of those before I met him. He's like, how did you survive before you met me? I went, well, that's what I did. A lot of casseroles. There we go. So, I'll be making a buttload of these today. I'm determined to get these all made up and done so we can do the stationery tomorrow. And some of the stationery I'll be making will be kind of like that. So, if you're curious, stay tuned. Alright, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in and watching my boring video today. Alright, bye.